Hi guys, here we are for another episode of Jessica Jones, Season 2, Episode 8. Let's talk about it.
How'd you feel about this episode?
I can't remember anything that happened in it. Give me the brief description here. What
I have your back. You don't even have to.
I think I remember.
You can just use hints next time, and I'll just fill. I'll just start naming facts. So the last one, Dr. Octopus injected her.
Yeah, so she wakes up in the underground bunker
chained
room.
Up, like her mom's was chained up.
Yeah, and then has to
spend a lot of screen time doing not that much. I guess this is character development.
No, and I didn't hate this episode, actually, now that I started thinking about it. Like, it did humanize this character. You did kind of realize, like, and I understand some of this stuff, but still, I'm like, well, who's the bad guy? Like, what is the season building towards? What are we gonna get?
Maybe this is our fault. Maybe you don't need a bad guy on a show.
I can't imagine there not being some sort of an ending bad guy.
Yeah.
And you find out, the doctor's not really as bad as they think he is. He actually seemingly loves the mother. He has escaped to wherever he escapes to. That's
Octopus Farm.
You find out that she had a little tunnel out of that fucking room.
Right.
Which I think is almost strange.
Very strange. And there's a bit of like Jessica Jones with the phone, takes a picture of her, she wrote down the address, sends her, gets the cops coming, the whole thing, back and forth. It's the whole thing. I saw the whole thing coming.
Well, I saw it coming, but not in the way that it actually panned out. So my thought was, I knew she was in a cave and let the mom go. I didn't realize she was going to go too. I thought she would have shut the door on little escape hatch, stayed locked in there, and then when the cop got there, she'd be like, "You're late. They locked me in a fucking room," and then have your plausible deniability. The mom would have escaped. She would have done whatever she does.
That would have been a better plan.
I think so.
Well, that would have been a better plan given what we know. I think at the time maybe she was worried about what her mom would do.
Yes.
I agree with that. Would be a better idea.
I just didn't see like how do you get away with and I guess she then showed the broken phone and said see, and I'm like, okay, I guess that played, but it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't
hit the mark that I would have wanted. I think that Jessica's a little smarter than that, and she she had enough sense to send the text to try to get off this this list of like wanted for murder and all, but then really didn't hammer it home.
No, I like that things are getting more complicated though, and like the family crap. How'd you feel about Jessica's mom talking Spanish to the super and like buddying up and doing like, oh, he's nice and doing all that shit? Or whatever.
I guess that's what a mom would do.
Please get off your phone, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
This is unsafe.
I was
Mom,
like, oh, she's gonna kill this guy.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay.
But you could understand that. Like,
it was interesting.
Her family did die from a driver.
No, this is like legitimately interesting because now they're both super powered, but she's still like, "Excuse me, get off your phone. Excuse you, get off your phone," which is such an awesome like mom thing. In a vacuum, I like that, but during the episode, I was like, "Okay, guys, let's move on. What are we doing here?" I like didn't feel good to like have to sit through it.
Yeah,
which was awkward for me.
I did kind of want some rage to happen there, and
I didn't want that.
I don't know. Like the episode was fine. I walked away with like, okay, I guess I got what I needed, but I felt like they could have gone a little harder, a little more could have happened.
I mean, there are some things in this episode that I like, but overall, what I'm saying is it's kind of like not a filler episode, but like, especially with like the main plot, like the Jessica plot, like the clock's ticking. We have 5 more episodes left.
Yeah.
We have to get a big laser beam shooting into the sky and a big fight on a rooftop, and I don't know how we're going to get there, but it's okay.
Well, what about our news with like Attic Watch 2018?
Okay, I was gonna say you want to jump over there now. I just wanted to say the last thing about Jessica and her mom. Her mom seems to have travel chains. Like, what could those chains be hooking up to? She like brings a set of chains with her.
I would imagine they don't hook up to anything. They just go to the hands. And I wondered what she was taking from the facility because she did grab a bag full of shit, and I guess it's her drugs and her this and her that.
Yeah. I felt awkward about the whole concept of there being chains capable of holding either of them this whole time. Like, what could the chain hook into? Eventually, it has to be something that they can get their strong arms around to tear it from the thing. You just be having like chains stuck to your thing.
I think if you were to make if say the bed was made out of something stronger and the chains are to that made of the stronger material, that would hold you. A chair made of that, and if you have an adamantium chair and you're adamantium handcuffed to adamantium, you're not really getting out.
Yeah, but I feel like whatever the chair is bolted to.
Well, even if it's not,
eventually something's bolted.
No,
to
but
something.
even if the chair, picture the chair being bolted to nothing, but your feet are handcuffed to the legs.
Yeah, but that isn't what they've been depicting.
No, I
She's
know.
just been there, and it's like loose, and I feel like you could just be dragging that thing around all the I'm not. I feel like they could have easily fixed that problem by just having drugs or some other way, like an energy field or something holding someone.
They have a character who is obviously not strong in real life playing a too strong character.
Ooh.
There's always an issue.
That's not even the issue I'm talking about.
No, but it leads to these issues. When you have somebody who's like a petite frame but can bench 10,000 pounds or whatever, like there's inevitably problems where they're slightly wrestling with another character. Well, they should just have exploded that character. There should be no hesitation at all. Or they had to push into that door to open it. Like it should just fly open. Like it's impossible. It's like trying to say that this area has more or less gravity than it should. You inevitably can't do it all the time.
Sure.
Like I threw this ball. It should be in the sun. Like
it should still be moving.
Yeah.
No, I know. Physics, I'm not even looking for hyper-realism. I just feel like and we're going to see next episode maybe if she wakes up in the middle of the night and how the chains are what's happening or something like that. But it just strikes me, it struck me as goofy enough to like write down travel chains. Like you have a tiny mouthwash and a tiny toothpaste and a tiny set of chains to bring with you on the go, so you can be chained.
I used to get annoyed, like in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a lot of inconsistencies in strength. Like another petite lady who plays a super strong person, and you see her like grab a backpack full of weapons, and it would be like arm straight. It's obviously heavy type of thing. But then another scene, she's carrying a steel I-beam on one shoulder, and you're like, well, that weighs thousands of pounds.
Right, and just throws people like it's nothing. Yeah, that's going to be part of the new world of cheap special effects that you'll start to see that more in things. Honestly, in those horrible Spider-Mans, I really liked when he wakes up the first morning and like smashes his room apart or whatever because he's unexpectedly strong. He's like, oh shit, and stuff sticks to him. He's like, oh shit. Like I like the anyway. Attic Watch 2018, 2017, whatever.
Yeah, it's 2018 right now, so we'll go with that.
We got Trish. We got Malcolm.
Yes, I do like to cut ahead with him. I like how he freaks out when
it's so great
because he realizes like this is a drug and you're bad for me. I have to run, and he runs like Steven Seagal like.
He fight or flights and immediately just starts running. He bumps into a guy that like the camera can't see yet or whatever. Like, oh, it was really, really good. Loved it. And she's like, no, it's fine, baby, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And he's like, not fine, not fine, not fine.
What did she say? She's like, oh, it's like caffeine or something. And he's like, no.
No, I love it too because I feel like part of that, and this is me getting on my thing or whatever, I feel like part of that's like her trying to convince herself that it's not that bad.
100% correct.
And this is right. Well, I also don't let Jessica know whenever I've had 3 shots of espresso.
Yeah.
But then later is like, you're not going to tell her about the, okay, he hung up. Oh no, like she's getting nervous about like if he's gonna blab, on her, all that stuff.
And he should blab.
It's so good. Are you coming or not? Not if you're gonna be on that stuff, and like leaves, pieces out, and everything. I love him piecing out and then working on the case.
Yeah.
So I was getting really sick of him saying addicts aren't good at just sitting around. I have to do something.
Yeah,
not like
anything.
paying off or whatever. And now it pays off. I thought that was brilliant. The chocolate bar is a chocolate bar, not a chocolate bar.
That's
great.
dope
as fuck.
I really enjoyed his interaction too, where like
so good.
You see him being a nice guy, he wants to help this person out, but at the same time he did twist it like said who it was as in the other partner, which makes sense because they just got rid of one of the 3. Why wouldn't you want to take the whole thing? Sure,
it's perfect.
And then gets a little tidbit right there.
I didn't see it coming. It fits with his character, and once he can tell that it's working on the guy, they cut to his face, and he has this subtle look on his face like, it's working, I did it, or whatever. It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is brilliant. because he's been saying like, listen, I have skills, right? Let me participate in this or whatever. And this is great.
And I think it's funny too because earlier Jessica sent him out as like a boy to catch a boy,
yes.
and now he's doing that. So like she was totally on target. She knows what guys like, and then bam, that's him.
She sends him out as a twink bait and all that.
Yeah.
But it comes back to haunt him because some gay bashers are waiting outside.
Yes, and then luckily his super ex-girlfriend or in the super girlfriend is there to
sexual acquaintance.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what we'll go with.
Trish is somehow there and jacked up on her inhaler.
That also makes sense though because she's
yeah.
trolling the city at all hours trying to find a fight, and she finally did. She's like Batman.
She's like Batman. Yeah, no, awesome. And they drop in some ADR like, this bitch is crazy. You tore my jacket. Let's get out of here, guys. It was great. It was wonderful.
Destroys that one guy's face, and I'm like, he's permanently marked.
he's scarred for life.
Like he will be a villain in another season called like Clawface.
Called Skewerhead.
Yeah.
No, I loved all that whole side plot or whatever. I liked the whole thing, how that's all going. I'm interested in this whole business.
I wonder
Malcolm
now if
out.
he's going to go off the deep end now, like, because he's going to be chasing this high potentially again, or...
Because she was like, hey, it's not addictive, it's not an opioid, it's not a narcotic, right?
And she knows it is.
It's just going to give you a little bit of clarity. And she was literally vomiting because the withdrawal from this is so strong, and he's literally been struggling. This all makes sense and is fine. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, but it doesn't suck. But I almost feel weird now because it was too on the nose, but all season, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, from one act to another. Oh, 10 years sober. Oh, well, that expansion, I was like, God, stop beating me over the head with this. But now we're in like an unexpectedly interesting situation with this whole thing.
I actually kind of expected it.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy it, and I want to know what path we're going to go now. Will he be able to ride it out because he's been trying so hard for so long? Or, like everything else, does it just go right out, out the window because you got that one taste?
And like he's shown like a weakness for like women as well or whatever.
Sure.
Right? So I feel like they might do it together and like hide it from Jessica or try to or something like that. I don't know where this whole thing is going.
I don't know, but if they do hide it and use it together, I feel like that combination is going to be some ridiculous savior thing that's going to save them from something at some point.
Yeah.
The Wonder Twins are going to come in and just kick the shit out of somebody.
That's wonderful. Anytime anything happens to anyone in any of these Marvel things now, I'm like, is he a superhero in the I start Googling the name. Are you a hero in something? Do you get powers later? Is this your power? This inhaler? All right.
Did we miss anything?
Last bit. Hogarth and Inez.
Oh, yeah. So that's interesting.
I was happy about this.
That went a lot farther than I thought it was going to go, right? Didn't that get a little extreme?
I think 2 episodes ago, everybody got down and, like, I made, like, a Kevin Smith joke, like, and then it cuts to Hogarth and Inez, and I'm like, no, they're going to fuck, or whatever. Yeah. and I was joking, but then I said something like,
here it is.
And I was like, that'd be nice, though. And then I, like, threw it aside, because I'm like, well, obviously, that's too far. We're not going to go that far with all this right now. And they went for it.
When the Healy man touched her and knew what she had and whatnot, did he heal her too, or was that just him like diagnosing her?
So she got so happy that for a minute I did think maybe, but I don't know if she'd be able to tell. And I
don't know either.
I think she was just so happy because it was real and he was able to tell what was going on. Yeah. And just assumed that she'd be able to convince him or make him heal her or something like that.
She's already planning on getting him out of jail. So that's already tipping the scales in her favor. Or do you think something happens and he gets killed just as he gets out of jail and she doesn't get hers?
I think someone thinks he's like a snitch because he got off and you must have made a deal and he gets killed like right before he leaves, right after he gets out or something like that, and it like tanks her chances and she lashes out and pushes everyone away, and it's this great thing with Carrie-Anne Moss, and I love Carrie-Anne Moss on this show.
Yeah.
Real quick call out when she puts her hand on her thigh and says something like, "Is that okay? Is that okay?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that's so awesome! Oh, that's amazing! I love that." I'm gonna use that. No,
I'm gonna use that.
No, I'm not gonna use that because it's too much. But it was perfect for that whole thing. Like,
sure.
You can read so much into that about how many times she said that before, about being a lawyer, about like cutting the like tension, about like seeing if it's okay to proceed and all that stuff. And like creepy but good and just interesting.
Well,
like,
it's always got to be harder if you're not like a standard heterosexual person, because not only do you not know if someone's interested in you, you don't know if they're even interested in your sex.
Yes, in the type of thing you are, not just you in particular.
I can see her apprehensive like nature, but it definitely paid off, and she's got a new friend now.
But the confidence that she says it with, and like the way, and just like because how do you sum all that up? How do you quickly, briefly, directly, cleanly, ask someone, that's how, is that okay? And they nod, and then you go for it, right? That's something about that so plays into her personality and her role on this show. I was like,
and
that's
she's a lawyer.
perfect.
She knows about consent.
But that's just one of many oniony layers.
Do you think that she's getting set up to be hurt here, though? Do you think this girl is actually interested in her, or just wants the roof over her head, the money, the what have you?
I think that she might be playing, some sort of thing, or like whatever.
I
don't know.
She deserves a little bit of good in her life, and that this will be a thing that works out. I think she will not get healed, but I do think she will have a new girlfriend that is actually interested in her,
and is a nurse and will help her while her health
That's
declines.
my guess.
Yeah, so like part of me always wants the worst, ugliest, most horrible thing to happen, because that's what's entertaining for me. So but this show, I don't know if they'd go that far. If she'd healer boy dies, she freaks out, goes crazy. Inez is like, well, I've actually been stealing all this jewelry this whole time, and then she's gone, right? And everything just goes, and it's like raining somehow, and everything's bad, right? I don't know if they're gonna go that far with it. It's interesting.
It's actually a trick to get the guy out of prison, and that's actually her boyfriend.
Yeah, and then they escape together, and he refuses to heal her, but isn't dead. Oh, that's even better. And that cuts even deeper. That's perfect. We should do that.
All right. All right, guys. So that's what happens in this episode. Some predictions for the future. Let us know in those comments below what you thought about this episode. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.